Hello, welcome to the Villa View. It's time for a match preview for Villa's game against Spurs / opposition thoughts.
Hello, I'm Robbie Gaston and I'm a Spurs fan.
Okay, you didn't have to do that, but that was very kind of you.
No,
because I forgot to tell you because it usually cuts to like an intro then and then we'll come straight in, but that's fine. He'll probably leave that in. So this is Robbie Gaston, my pal from Sky. He is a Spurs fan. Spurs season ticket holder, aren't you?
Not anymore. I've got
you've got rid of it.
So I try and go to as many games as possible.
Going tomorrow?
Yeah. I am going tomorrow, yes.
Yeah, looking forward to it?
Very much so, yeah. I think I haven't been to a match in a while, so I didn't get to any pre-season, so yeah. I mean, there's only one I could have gone to, the Inter game, but pre-season games are hard to judge, so many substitutions in the second half, so. But no, I'm looking forward to it.
And obviously for a Spurs fan as well, you've actually signed some players.
I know, what a shock. 2
yesterday. Could have been 3. Is your transfer window tainted a little bit by the fact that you didn't get Dybala? You thought you were going to get Dybala?
I think Dybala, the bar for Dybala would have been up way up here. Do you know what I mean? So I think with us spending 50 odd million, such a shot on a quality, French international midfielder to start with, more than happy with that. The fullback situation isn't ideal. It would have been good to get right back in.
Okay, yeah, because Aurier's a bit dodgy, isn't he?
Aurier's dodgy and injured. Obviously, we sold Trippier, so we've got Foyth, who I've not seen play right back very much. But
he's suspended, isn't he? Tomorrow?
He's suspended, yeah. So we've got Kyle Walker-Peters, who is growing and getting better, but it's a strange one. And the Danny Rose situation as well is a bit strange because I don't think he can play more than a game a week, really. And I think something's gone on behind the scenes, but I think the club were looking to sell him, I think.
He was talking about he was being forced to go to Watford and he didn't want to go.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Because that move makes no sense to him. He's someone who wants to move further back up north. I know how he feels. And going to Watford makes no sense.
No. He was linked with some really big clubs as well, like Juventus and Bayern Munich. I don't know if that's just paper talk, but to end up, no offence to Watford, obviously, but that's quite, obviously it's local to Spurs, it would be convenient, but yeah, if he is looking long-term to move back up north then, or a change of scenery, going to Watford isn't really much of a change of scenery. So.
No. It's not that nice down in Watford, is it?
But also, Sessegnon is great for the future. Obviously, linked with him for a long time.
He's a good player. I've seen him in the Championship a lot when Villa and Fulham were in the same league. And he didn't have a great season last season, but Fulham were rubbish, let's face it. But he'll be a great player. When he was 16, 17, and some of the finishes he was pulling off in the Championship.
Yeah, he's only 19, great engine. When I saw him play for Fulham, he was a lot more attacking than I thought he would be. They played so high up the pitch. So that's promising. It's what we need. We need a dynamic fullback. I like Davies.
Do you think he will play fullback? Because I always think long term he's going to be a winger, Sessegnon. Because he's dangerous. He could score goals. Yeah, I
don't know whether wingers really fit into the way Pochettino wants to play. So I think he expects quite a lot from the fullbacks. So there'll be a lot of work to be done on the defensive side of his game. Because Davies, that's what I like so much about Rose and why people like Rose, because he's so dynamic. He really gets up and down, whereas Davies is solid defensively, but the end product and just hasn't got the dynamism that you'd want from in the system where you're playing quite narrow generally. Then you want that width coming from your fullbacks. Like when we had Kyle Walker and Rose, say 3 years ago, it was fantastic to watch.
Will the new boys play? Because obviously Ndombele will probably play because he's been with the team for a few weeks now, but the new boys won't play, will they?
No, I think Sessegnon, as far as I'm aware, has got a hamstring issue, so I don't think he'll play, and Lo Celso will probably not play either.
Okay, that's good news.
So,
not for you, but for me.
It'd be interesting to see how we line up.
Because you're short as well, aren't you? Son's out, Dele Alli's out, so you're missing a few players.
Yeah, and Kane with this, I don't know if this is true, but the whole August thing, Kane doesn't...
Did he break that last year, if I imagine?
Yeah, and also with the summer off, I think it's going to make a massive difference.
Oh yeah, you were players coming back a week before the season started last year, weren't you?
England being in the semi-final did us no favours. So, and Trippier was carrying a knock, and Dele was injured throughout the World Cup, I think.
He wasn't himself.
So to have a summer off, effectively, and just like a normal pre-season, as normal as pre-seasons can get these days when you go off to China and Singapore or whatever. But I think we should be good.
What have you made? I mean, you probably haven't paid that much attention to us, to be fair, but what have you made of Villa's business? Obviously, we've been very, very busy. I think it's 12 players coming in.
Yeah, but by the sounds of it, it seems like you needed that.
Yeah, we did.
And obviously, you've lost Abraham and who else did you have? Anyone else on loan?
He's gone. Yeah,
Twanzebe. Yeah, so you had a few loan players that definitely contributed that you needed to replace. I mean, 7, 8, or how many you've signed is
12.
I thought it was 7.
No, it's 12. Yeah, but we had 10 players out of contract. We had, people like Whelan, Jedinak, Elphick, they play games for us in the Championship. Hutton, he's going tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know where he's sitting, but he's going. They play games for us in the Championship, but realistically the contracts weren't going to be good enough in the Premier League. So you can't just start the season with 15 players in your squad. You've got to buy players, and that's what we've done. And to be honest, I still think we're a little bit short.
Where?
Probably a striker short. I would say we've brought Wesley in from Club Brugge, Brazilian striker. Looks really good in pre-season. Looks really dynamic, quick, hold the ball up, link up, plays really good. I'm not sure how much of a goal scorer he is. I don't think he's ever got massive numbers in the Belgian league, so he's going to have to. We need to replace Tammy Abraham's 25, 26 goals, and that's going to be heavily on his shoulders now.
Yeah. And is he a kind of back to goal player who will bring the others in? Because you've got some good players in behind, like
Grealish,
Hourihane, is it?
Yeah.
They seem like tidy players. So.
I mean, they're Premier League players. They'll all play tomorrow. I would think it's McGinn and Grealish that they're going to have to get close to double figures if we haven't got another striker. I would say the wingers are going to have to contribute, and the centre backs are going to have to pop up with goals as well. What do Spurs fans make of Jack Grealish? Obviously, he was so close to come in last season, and he was so good that season before he nearly went to Spurs, and then again last season he's taken it up another gear, and I think he's going to take it up another gear again. He's so bulky now. He's the complete midfielder, in my opinion. What do Spurs fans think of him?
I think the jury was out, but maybe because we didn't see enough of him.
Yeah.
Because always you've got to take it with a pinch of salt when somebody does, tears up trees in the Championship. But from some of the goals he scored, like you could, see him scoring those in any league.
Yeah.
So it was a shame we didn't get him.
It was very, very close as well.
Yeah.
Medicals booked, all sorts. Yeah, it nearly happened.
So, I mean, obviously, then we were prepared to pay the money that Villa wanted. Was this after he signed a new deal as well, or before?
No, this was before. So basically, all summer, I think Levy did a Levy, messed around because Villa had no money. We were on the verge of liquidation. He was offering like $1 million plus Onima, silly offers like that, and then we got taken over, and they decided that they wanted to pay the money when we got taken over, and we just said, no, we don't need it anymore.
Yeah. Well, it would have been interesting, I think, whether that would have accelerated or eased Eriksen's departure.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have another option to provide competition for Eriksen, to give him a break, because he just seems to play every game, and when he doesn't play, we really miss him. So
what's going on with him now? Because he's not gone.
No, he's not gone.
But he still can go, can't he? Because the other windows are still open, I think.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, maybe that's why we wanted Dybala, because I can't imagine we would have had both of them, but both him and Eriksen, so we'll just have to wait and see on that one. I mean, people speculate on his body language, like he took 2 terrible penalties in pre-season, as far as I'm aware, but I think that's a bit of a stretch. I mean, he's quite a casual guy anyway, he's not one of these.
Works hard though.
He does work hard, but it's just, I suppose, body language wise, he's not the most expressive, or he's not one to kind of scream and shout. So I think he'll just get his head down, and then we'll just have to wait and see what happens. If he goes, it'll be a massive loss, because when I watch us when he doesn't play, we really notice it.
That's probably a bit like us. We missed Grealish for 3 months, and I think we won 2 games without him last season. Grealish is our talisman. I'm not sure whether Eriksen's the same to you, but there are players that link it all together, and I think Eriksen is that man for you. Well, he won't play tomorrow either, will he? You wouldn't think.
Eriksen?
Yeah, will he play? Right frame of mind, Joe? Do you think he'll play?
He'll play, yeah.
I say I was hoping him, no Son.
No Eriksen.
No Ali. No Eriksen.
Well, I'm prepared to be proven wrong.
Oh, let's hope so.
But I think I like to see Winks in as well. Big fan of Winks.
Yeah, will he play?
Yeah, he'll. I think he'll need to play, or they may play Sissoko and Ndombele. So
what's happened with Sissoko? Because he was hated, and then last season I don't think he got Player of the Season, but the fans were loving him last season, weren't they?
He might have done in the end, or maybe it was Kane. Yeah, he just the effort, and he just. Like, he has got his limitations, and I think he'd probably be the first. His he's not really in control of his feet all the time, so he's kind of like. But I think that when he's got the space to run into, and the driving runs that he makes, that's what gets fans excited and what you want to see. And it breaks it up, mixes it up in terms of, as opposed to just playing short passes in midfield. Like, to be able to carry the ball without Dembele. When Dembele went. Like, that was what we missed a lot, is just especially against teams who sat back.
Is Ndombele just going to replace?
Yeah, I hope
Dembele?
So. Yeah, I hope that seems
like
to
for
be
like a little bit.
Yeah, that's what he seemed to not play as a 10, but breaking from deep.
Yeah,
and Yeah, so I think that's what we expect and hope from Ndombele. Lo Celso, I know he's, from watching him on YouTube, he's a tricky player. He's technically very, very good dribbler, good passer. Where they all fit in, what is our strongest team? The jury's out. I'm not sure yet.
Obviously, it's the first time we'll have been to the new ground tomorrow. What's it like? What can we expect from that new ground?
It's incredible. I've not sat in the away end, but it's an incredible stadium.
Will we get the same nice things that the Spurs
fans
have got at the home end?
I think so, because it's a new stadium. I expect you haven't got the brewery, but
have we not got the beers filling up from the?
You should have those. You should have those. Do not be tempted to press from the bottom of the pint.
Oh, really?
Because the beer will.
Oh, really? I bet there's a few people
there will be a
doing
few
that
people,
to
yes, of course.
people's pints.
Yeah.
Don't do that, though. No, don't do that.
No, we do not.
We don't want any trouble.
Don't advise that.
No,
no, it's really, really good. The facilities are fantastic. The view from the seats, it sort of does. I've heard a lot of other people saying this, but it does really feel like White Hart Lane, but just a bit bigger. You're close. We've looked at all the other teams who have had new stadiums, like Arsenal, West Ham. And we've sort of looked at where they've gone wrong and made sure that the seats are as close as they can be to the pitch, and that makes a massive difference. And the noise generated from the south stand, is fantastic. So first game of the season, late kick-off on a Saturday. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. No, it's the stadiums. You're going to love it.
Where are the away fans housed? I can't think where they are. You're struggling as well.
Yeah, I think I want to say it's between north and east.
Okay,
but I'm not.
So it's not behind the goal or anything. We're like in the court, bit like
I think it's similar. Yeah, I think it's similar. I'm not sure. Travel-wise, transport-wise, they still haven't sorted it out. So,
really?
Yeah.
It's all right for me. I live down here anyway.
Yeah,
so
maybe a lot of the Villa fans will be getting coaches and stuff back, but the transport links still aren't fantastic. There'll still be people racing out of the stadium.
Yeah, well, the last train probably is not far. It's probably while the game's still going on.
But the beauty of the stadium as well is if you want to go and have a drink afterwards, it's just a great social space. It's huge. There's loads of room to stay. There's loads of bars.
Yeah.
Beavertown beer is decent.
That's nice,
the prices are quite good as well.
Okay.
Sausage rolls I can recommend. Pies are good.
It's a shame Tom Julian's not here, because he would be absolutely loving this chat. He provides nothing to the football landscape, but I tell you what, he loves to talk about pies and beer.
Well, we have a Spurs pie. I don't know whether they have a Villa pie.
I wouldn't.
Or an away fan.
We just have we have Balti pies at Villa Park.
Some clubs do put on special stuff for away
Brighton do that.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, they do that. So we won't be getting that.
No, you won't be getting that treatment. I thought
we might.
But the pie, the food and drink offering has definitely improved since Old White Hart Lane. So
that's good.
Yeah.
What are you expecting from this first game? I imagine you're probably quite confident going into it. I'm getting less confident as the week was going on. I was feeling really good. I don't know why. As we're getting close to the game, I'm starting to worry. I think it's maybe because I think if you hadn't have signed a couple of people yesterday, there might have been a bit of a negative atmosphere at Spurs. Whereas now you've signed a couple of people, everyone's going to be buzzing. And yes, you've got players missing, but you've still got so many good players. It's a massive test for us first game back in the Premier League.
It is a big test, and it'll be interesting to see how Smith lines you up and what your.
I would be 4-3-3. That's
the
only formation he plays.
Attack. We normally do touchwood. We normally do better against teams who try and play open football. So that's the thing. We can struggle against teams like Burnley, who set up and make it really difficult.
I don't think we'll do that, because we played Leipzig last week, and I know it's only pre-season friendly, but they're a very good side, and we beat them 3-1. But there was times when we had to sit in, and there'll obviously be times on Saturday where we absolutely have to sit in, because you're a very good side. But we did still try and play expansive football. We scored 3 goals, two of them a free kick, 2 of them free kicks, and 1 of them breakaway from John McGinn. So I think that will probably be our plan, to sit in at times, try and get the odd break, but I don't think we'll just be sat back for 90 minutes, which might help you.
Yeah, well, I think it'll make it a good game.
Yeah. A lot of good footballers on show. Our midfield's full of good footballers. You've got some very, very good footballers. What's your score prediction going to be?
2-1 Spurs.
2-1 to Spurs. I went 2-2.
Okay.
In our podcast. Do you think sometimes it's could be a good time for us to play you because it's the first game? It's the unknown. Spurs probably won't really know what to expect from us. We'll have an idea of what to expect from Spurs, but we've got so many new players. I imagine it's really hard to prepare.
It probably is. From Spurs' point of view, it is. In terms of looking after our own setup, it's good in a way that there's not going to be too much disruption, and it's kind of quite a settled. The right back situation, but like the two centre halves and Danny Rose.
Will it be Alderweireld and Vertonghen?
Yeah, centre half. Okay. Yeah, and then Walker Peters right back, Rose left back.
Will Rose play after yesterday, or will it be Davies?
Davies is coming back from an operation, so he's out. So Rose has to play.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, that's not. I don't think that's ideal. He's been messed around by the club yesterday, and then you're asking him to come in. And I mean, he's a professional at the end of the day. But you're asking him to come in. His head might not be in the right place. And he lets people know when he's not feeling great. Danny Rose,
he's not shy. Yeah. He's not backwards about coming forward.
I'm trying to feel like that might be an avenue to exploit.
No, I think it'll be all right. So yeah, in terms of us knowing what you offer, especially with all these new signings, it's a tricky one. But I think we'll have enough going forward, especially if you are playing on the front foot. I'd like to think. I mean, there's always the potential we could concede a goal from a set piece, or just a mistake. So yeah, I think 2-1. But you might score later on and then a nervy finish. We do a lot of those.
I can say I've got the feeling for 2-2 now.
Okay. Desmond.
Desmond. John McGinn signed a new 5-year contract. So how much have you seen of him? Because I think he's a player that actually Premier League fans are going to love.
Yeah,
he had a great record last season.
I saw the goal he scored. I'm not sure who the opposition were.
Sheffield Wednesday, the sidewinder volley.
The one where he was like amazing.
In pre-season, Charlton. Yeah.
Okay, that was against Charlton.
Lionel Messi.
Pinch of salt.
Messi-esque that was.
Pinch of salt.
But still,
but no, it was a great goal.
What's playing
great goal, fair play. Yeah. No, I think he's, by the signs of it, I've not seen loads of him, but when I've seen him, showing goals on Sky Sports News and stuff, he looks very good.
Yeah, I think him and Grealish might cause you problems.
Yeah, I'm looking for it, and especially Grealish probably will. He'll be bang up for it, so there is that concern.
He will be.
So no, 2-1. I haven't gone to
2-2. You've not come in and been disrespectful.
Disrespectful, no. Are you going to the match?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I think so. I'm still got. I always have issue. I always feel like worried about tickets.
Okay.
The route that I've gone, but I'm sure I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, enjoy it. I will. Make sure you get yourself a sausage roll or a pie and a pint.
And no doubt I will be in touch if Villa win.
Yes. No bets on this.
No, we don't talk about the bet. Don't usually talk about the bets. Or you can if you want.
No, I'm fine. No? Just that if you wanted to.
Okay. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Dan, all the best.
Thanks.
Good luck with the season.
Maybe see you tomorrow.
Yes, all the best.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there on the left. Easy peasy.